Hello, everyone, and welcome to Action Bullet Points. There is a good reason why we're starting today's episode with us driving out of Auckland on this rainy Friday morning. That turned out to be a stunning day for the rest of the country. But before we get there, with North Island Champs in the books, we decided to go and do something else for fun. Something that took us almost 300k southeast. By the way, that is 200 miles if you happen to understand exclusively miles. But I digress. So, today Action Bullet Points is going to shoot Steel Challenge or Speed Steel as some people call it. And what could be a better occasion than New Zealand Steel Challenge National Champs 2024 held at Awakeri Shooting Federation? For those who don't know what Steel Challenge is, Wikipedia is your friend, but in a nutshell, you have 8 stages that are exactly the same no matter which country or club you're shooting at. In New Zealand, we only recognize 5 divisions, but in other countries, they divide firearms much more granularly than we do. If you never shot Steel Challenge before, we'll give you a quick rundown of the stages, starting with Pendulum, that most of the shooters agree is the hardest out of them all. And that is because how small the plates are and also the split level of plates positioning. On a start signal, you engage 5 targets as fast as you can, with no limitation of number of shots fired. Each missed plate gives you a 3-second penalty. The stop plate has to be engaged last, and the miss on a stop plate will incur a 30-second penalty. All shoulder-fired firearms and rimfire firearms start at 45-degree position, and that is pointing at a flag in front of you. Starting position and condition for all pistols other than rimfire is surrender with the gun holstered. This stage is called speed option, which is anything but. The targets are small and they are quite far away from you. The hit on a stop plate is a bit of a leap of faith, as I have seen people firing a follow-up shot before the ding sound from the stop plate actually travels back to them. A side note, I personally love shooting at Awakeri for the sheer fact of how beautiful the backdrops are. Steel Challenge is a very popular shooting sport in New Zealand, with almost every pistol club running at least a couple of stages for their club day monthly or so. Also great sport for juniors and seniors because the shooter is almost always stationary. The stage is called 5 to go, and I personally love shooting it with anything that has a red dot on it, and absolutely hate shooting it with iron sights. For me, this is the most similar stage to Action Falling Plates event. I just need to break my habit of shooting plates right to left and shoot the stage obviously left to right. It really helps not to rush it, as plates are appearing progressively smaller the further they are positioned from the shooter. This stage is called Accelerator, and it is simple but complex. There is no obvious sequence how to shoot it. You just need to find something that works best for you. And this stage is everyone's absolute favorite. This is Smoke and Hope. And what's not to like about it? Large plates, very, very close to you, so tempting to go as fast as you can. I love shooting with iron sights, as you really need to acquire sights for the stop plate. This stage is called Roundabout, and the name is a real giveaway. Despite looking similar to Action Falling Plates event, the sequence of engagement is very, very different, as you have to come back for the stop plate every time. Out of all 8 stages, this one would be easily one of my top 3 personal favorites. And now the outer limits. This stage is very different from whichever way you look at it. The stage requires you to move from one shooting box to the other in the middle of the string, engaging 2 targets from the starting box and then other 3 targets from the center box. Left-handed shooters start from the right-hand side, right-handed shooters start from the left-hand side. Unlike all other stages where you have to fire 5 strings, this stage requires you to shoot only 4 strings. As per usual arrangement, for each stage the worst string is getting discarded, and the total time remaining of all remaining strings for all 8 stages makes up your total time, and the fastest time wins. It is that simple. And the last but not least, Showdown. This stage also features 2 boxes, and you have to engage 3 strings from one box and 2 strings from the other. You choose the order, how you do it. This is also one of my 3 top personal favorites, as well as the previous stage, which was the Outer Limits. So we've given you a brief overview of stages and scoring. Now let's have a look at divisions. In New Zealand, there are only 5 recognized divisions. RFPO, Rimfire Pistol Optics. Any rimfire pistol with or without optics will fall into this division. The starting position for RFPO is at 45, pointing at the flag. We did not compete in RFPO this time around, but normally we would use custom-built 1911 chambered in 22 LR, and that is using Advantage Arms competition upper. Same gun I use for action open rimfire, minus all the action furniture. Believe it or not, it's the same gun. RFRO, rimfire rifle optics. Same thing. Any rimfire rifle with or without optics will be classed as RFRO. The starting position is at 45, pointing at the flag. We both shared a Taxol rifle, which is at the top, which is essentially 1022 on steroids, but I personally think of going back to AR-15, which is at the bottom, chambered in 22, because I just like this platform better. PCCO, pistol carbine optics. I believe the minimum caliber requirement for this is 9x19 Luger, and in New Zealand we actually have to shoot pistol in the carbine enclosure, which makes it a Frankenstein of a gun. Why? That is a story for another day, but what you need to know is the starting position for PCCO is at 45, pointing at the flag. We both shared a Glock 17 Gen 4 in the PIX recover enclosure, which I believe is Israeli and works really well for me, and I just have to say I enjoy shooting that gun. Limited. That would be any pistol with iron sights other than a single action revolver, which I believe single action revolvers are not allowed for the comp. The starting position is holstered and surrender. Marianna shot Magnum Research 1911, that is our IPSC classic gun, and I have shot my NRA production gun, which is Glock 34 Gen 5. And the last but not least is open. That would be any pistol with any kind of optics on it. The starting position is holstered and surrender. For the comp, we both shot STI Steelmaster with a custom-built 9mm barrel, so we don't have to worry about the brass. On the picture, you can see the comparison between Speed Steel open gun and the NRA open gun. So you can see all the NRA furniture, shroud that allows for barricade wings, etc., etc. We'll cover it in a different episode, just don't worry about it for now. Also, it's worth mentioning that there is no power factor for Steel Challenge, so if you're serious about the sport, it pays off to find a gun that reliably cycles low power factor ammo, or just make yourself one by lightening the spring or whatever you need to make for it to reliably cycle low powered ammo. Get into reloading and make your own rounds that work for Speed Steel. I personally used 9mm that I load with a power factor just above 126 that are legal for IPSC. Action in, all my guns just cycled reliably with that particular ammunition. So, we have competed for 3 days in 4 divisions, and how did we go? Marianna got her reference times for limited and PCC. For open, she was third lady overall and second rookie, first time shooting open. As for RFRO, she did not do as well as everyone expected. It was just bad weather on that day, bucketed down with rain. Everything did not go as planned. As for my times for all divisions, the limited times have improved. I ended up winning gold for PCC in B grade and now moving up to A grade, and gold for open in B grade and also moving to A grade now. Special thanks to Awakeri Shooting Federation. Running an event of such scale is a hard job, no matter how you look at it. Food was exceptional. We had barbecue twice. Lunches were equally good. It was great to catch up with a number of fellow shooters from around the country. But most importantly, we had a lot of quality range time doing something different, something other than action. Many thanks for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
This episode is brought to you by Toldi. Toldi app offers you the ultimate time capsule experience. Share your legacy and memories with your loved ones. Download the Toldi app from the App Store or Google Play. Use promo code ACTION to receive 20% off Toldi Box, Toldi Key, and all other product bundles when ordering from www.poldi.com. Explore Toldi today.